Liam, before we press record, we were just talking about it must feel like you've hardly played games recently. It's only been 2 games postponed, but with cup competitions and stuff, that the league feels like it's been on a bit of a back burner. How much is everybody keen to get back out there on Boxing Day?
Yeah, I think we definitely are. Like, obviously we played Oxford a few weeks ago now, and then we had Burton in the Papa John's. But then there's been a big gap between that game. So yeah, you're just ready to go again and get out on the pitch and try and get them points on the board. Yeah.
That period where the weather was absolutely freezing and snowy and all that stuff, does that make it very difficult to even keep ticking over just with places to train and stuff?
Yeah, it does. Like we had to change the time schedule a little bit, coming in the afternoons to let the Astro defrost and train on there. But you just got to crack on with it and make best of what you got and keep doing the right things.
As far as the league situation is concerned, most of the results have gone okay when you haven't played, but you must still feel you're too close to that relegation zone for comfort. Yeah,
we definitely do. We obviously want to climb that table. We're not happy with where we are, and we want to just keep trying to keep improving. I think the performances have improved even more. We just need to try and get them goals in, and like I've said before, it is about scoring the goals and keeping them out the other end. It sounds simple, but it is a lot harder than what you think. Yeah.
Those performances across those league and cup games have brought you a lot more in terms of results. You've conceded far fewer goals. You've only lost 1 game in 6 or 7. Confidence, we always say you don't get too high when you win and too low when you lose, but it must have an impact.
Yeah, I think it does, and I think like I've heard other people speak in the interviews saying we seem more together as a team now. I don't know what's really changed, can't put a finger on it, but we seem a lot more together as a team. We are sticking together, and I think we have that belief that we can go and get the results. We've had some great performances against some good teams. It would just be nice to get the 3 points instead of a point maybe.
We hear so much about this meeting that was had after that Fleetwood game and before going to Lincoln. Does that show that if you're honest with each other and everybody's blunt and there's no sort of beating about the bush, that's maybe the way to go?
Yeah, I think it does. Like that's the way I've been brought up. Really, be honest about your performances and about the way you work. There's no point trying to sugarcoat over things, and get it the easy way. You wanna progress, and if you're gonna progress, you need to stick together, be honest, and get the home streets really. Yeah.
It's been a while since you won at home in a league game. There's been a couple of cup wins in there, of course. Is that something that Accrington traditionally associate being at home with winning games, and to not win a home game in the league since the 1st of October? Does that seem strange?
Yeah, it does. Like the gaffer and the staff do mention that sometimes. It's like you want to make this place like a fortress, and I know last season we did have better results at home. I know we've had a few better away results this year than we did last year, but if we can try and replicate last year's home form from now to the end of the season, it would be great. Yeah.
Obviously it's good to have improved the away form, but in a way is that frustrating, because if you had the home form you had last season, you'd be right up there.
Exactly, yeah. Like you don't try and think about it too much, but subconsciously you do. So it will be really nice to just get that home win and hopefully kick on from there then. Yeah.
You'll be playing a Barnsley team who've found some real form recently. They're in those playoffs. I think they've lost 1 of their last 6 or 7. All the rest have been victories. Are these the kind of games that actually in some ways really appeal to this team, playing the teams who are up there and in good form, and maybe play a slightly more open style?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it gives us, like you said, a lot more space in behind to punish them when they open up and that. And also, I think the way we've been working as a team, like defensively, it does allow us to take the ball off them high up the pitch if they want to try and play passing football, and then we've just got to punish them and put the ball in the back of the net. Yeah.
We always get told that defending isn't just about the back 4 and the goalkeeper, or the back 5 and the goalkeeper. Particularly in your role, do you kind of almost have to be a jack of all trades? Do you have to be doing defensive jobs and helping out there, but also thinking about going forward? Is there a lot of versatility required?
Yeah, you do. You need to be able to be the best be like the best as you possibly can be at every little thing in the midfield, I think. But even for like the strikers, I think like you see it in training sometimes, and in games, if someone's slightly off it, you're losing one man, and at this level you can't carry anyone, so you need everyone to be on it at all times. It's the defence shouldn't be getting blamed for the goals, it should be as a team, and vice versa for scoring. Like defenders can score goals, midfielders can score goals. We'd all like to chip in more with them as well. So I think everyone's got to be able to do both.
Have you been pleased with your individual season so far?
Yeah, I have. I still think I've got a lot to improve on. I think I win the ball back quite a lot for the team. I just think I can improve with me passing sometimes, my decision making. Jimmy spoke to me a lot about the transition from winning the ball to maybe settling down on the ball and calming down. And I like to think the last 2 or 3 games I've maybe done that a little bit better. So I just want to try and keep improving that and keep improving my defensive abilities as well. So help the team as much as I can.
I know John Coleman singled you out a couple of times in the post-match interviews as maybe a bit of an unsung hero in that team. That must be nice for you to hear, but you must also get a bit of stick from the other players.
Not so much, not as much as you think. I think they give me a bit of credit sometimes as well. I get laughed at a bit at times for different things that I do. I'm a bit mad sometimes and insane, like losing your head and shouting at people and that, but that's just who I am, and that's where it's got me to the person I am and the player I am. I wouldn't be the same player without that. So, but of course, like you said, it is nice to get them that recognition, and I like to think they know what they're going to get from me. Yeah.
That dynamic in training, we spoke to Harvey Rogers last week, and he was saying that there are all kind of different characters in that training dynamic. He said he's one of the more light-hearted guys, and there are players who'll put a tackle in to get that light-heartedness away and get back to business. Are you a tackler?
Yeah, I'm definitely one of them players. You see that in the proper games, but I'm the same in training, really. Yeah, obviously not overstepping the mark, but you takes the level up. You see even the little possession drills and that. If the defensive team are working harder and putting tackles in, it improves the quality of the passing. So I think it's important for everyone, really.
How big a part of Christmas is football? It feels like it's, from being a kid, you're constantly watching football at Christmas. Is that the same for you?
Yeah, it's massive. Yeah, like there's loads of games going on, isn't there? I know the World Cup's just been on, but the Premier League and the English League's going to start again, the Championship. So there's a lot of football going on, and looking forward to the game on Boxing Day. Yeah. And
to play on Boxing Day, which is obviously a public holiday, you tend to get bigger crowds. People tend to be in that sort of holiday spirit. Does it feel different?
I've only played in that one last year. Obviously, that was when I come into men's footy, and it did feel different because before I come here, I used to get like Christmas off, maybe a week off in the youth setup. Do you know what I mean? So it does feel different coming in on Christmas Day, and then I think once you wake up on game day, it's just game day. You're ready to go.